Peace, love, and prosperity, family. It's Savvy here with the Savvy Soul Confirmation. This is a pre-recorded video, timeless reading. I'm hoping that the sound comes out perfect because I'm just hoping, right? It was a full moon. A new moon in Sagittarius, and then we also are in Mercury retrograde, which began today. Another transit that's going to be coming up that I want everybody to pay attention to is Jupiter going direct in Taurus. So that's a big energy that I'm in right now, really embracing and studying and looking at my planets, my placements, my transits, so that I know how to maneuver through to the highest degree, most importantly, you know. But I just wanted to tune into the energy now. We can call this a new moon in Sagittarius, although right now the moon is actually in Capricorn. And then also, again, Mercury retrograde. Okay. And Mercury is currently in Capricorn. And like I said, the moon is in Capricorn. So that's the energy that we're in right now. I ask that our gods, goddesses, ascending masters, all that are here for our highest good, be present with us. I ask that all messages be channeled with clarity. We ask for discernment. We ask for protection. We are grateful and thankful for this time, for this space, for this presence, and for this essence. This is a collective, timeless reading. And right now, for anybody that's listening, I just ask that you take a deep breath in. And release. And as you guys see, when I took that deep breath in, I held my breath. So I want you guys to take another deep breath in and hold your breath. And then we'll release and really push out on the release, okay? So we're going to take another deep breath in. And release. Okay. First card out is the Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. We're getting down to the core. I was looking at the core earlier today and looking at the core, and of course the core being the roots, being the center, right? But when you look at the core and you look at the root and you look at the center, you can't help but admire the extensions, right? It's almost like the veins, the extensions that come out of the core, that come out of the root, that come out of the center. So this is just bringing attention to not only the root and the core, but the extensions, the veins, the roots that extend and reach, right? You have the Daughter of Wands coming out as well. And I feel like those extensions, they connect, they come together. The veins are like a connection, connectivity. Connectivity has been a big conversation, and connectivity goes hand in hand with communication. And we know that Mercury, the ruler of communication, is placed in Capricorn, right? Right along with the moon that's in Capricorn, although we're also giving energy to the new moon that just came through Sagittarius. I feel like this is a period, this is a time where there's a lot of knowledge that we have collected, a lot of data that we've received, and we're able to really apply it right now. And when I say apply it, not just apply it understand it, but apply it like understand it and really begin to implement it into our lifestyles, implement it into our core, implement it into who we are, aware of it becoming more of us. And it's just like, I feel like this is really going to elaborate itself going into the next year. I'm seeing with this Daughter of Wands, I'm seeing that 8 with that renewal, with that revival energy, right? And that's reflective in 2024 coming up, year 8. That's where I'm seeing this 8. But I feel like There's not only newness, of course, with the new year, but I feel like there are things that are within the newness that have been, again, this is why I'm saying like implemented, because it's been going on or growing, initiated for some time now, but now it's at it's like a sprout. It's at a spot or a place where it's able to extend itself, and not only extend itself but also connect and communicate to other extensions of itself or like itself. This could even be reflected in communication with like minds, more people that are more like you, people that have more things in common with you. You understand? People that you're able to communicate or communicate on the level that you communicate on. This to me brings organization, and it brings communion. It brings a togetherness. It brings a likeness. I'm seeing the Father of Cups here. There could be some relationships between between father and daughter, like father-daughter relationships. It also made me think of father and daughter dances. Could be something that might be reflecting or showing up here coming up. There could be, daughters needing more guidance or feeling like they need their father's guidance. Feeling like they need a different energy, a masculine energy to come forward and to kind of, again, be more of a guide, show more than they maybe tell. Yeah, because I feel like this masculine energy, this guide, this forthcoming really helps bring things into balance for the feminine energy, especially as it relates to like daughters. And I really feel like it not only helps bring things into balance, but it also speaks to a lot of causes and effects. I feel like there's some emotions that need to be worked out or dealt with so that they can somewhat be absorbed or dried up, or you know what I mean, like no longer carry the weight, I'll say, or carry the influence, carry the impact of that emotion. It's somewhat of a release. This also has a lot to do with the purification process, a purifying that needs to take place or that will take place. This is also a very, I would say, powerful position. This could also speak to the daughter or the father being a fire sign being Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. This could even be speaking to Sagittarius season. Like we said, we just came through the new moon in Sagittarius, and we also had the sun in Sagittarius. So not only, again, I spoke about the new year, but also, again, that new moon energy. So there's a lot of newness here. I feel like there's a lot of direction needed. There's some authority needed. And again, this is very high influence on daughter energy. Feminine energy, we can say. This doesn't necessarily have to be someone of the youth or someone that's young, but someone in a position that is seen as more of a daughter, has the energy that still requires guidance, an energy that I still feel like is growing, again, could already be mature, could be grown, could be a young lady, but still, again, seeks guidance, still has or needs an authoritative figure, especially when it comes down to taking actions or knowing what actions to take or knowing how to take the actions, especially when it comes down again to the emotions, right? Maybe having more control of your actions. Maybe the father could have also maybe impacted you emotionally and created certain reactions within you that you might be dealing with now, that you see yourself dealing with now as a woman that you've become, and kind of having to relate to some of the things that you went through in your more adolescence. We're at the 10-minute mark. We're not going to go too deep. Again, this is a collective, timeless reading. For some of you, you feel like it could be so simple. And when I say so simple, it's really this conversation. You feel like this conversation or this communication was so simple. Or maybe it's like you wish. I wish it was just that simple type of energy, you know. And again, I also feel like this speaks to the weight that's carried within the emotion. And if you could release this, it would definitely lighten it. It would lighten the heart, right? It would make the heart more lightened like a feather, and you would be able to move a little bit more freer and have a little bit more motion in your life, free motion in your life, more free range in your life. I feel like some of you could be dealing with some insecurities, or could recognize where security could grow if this figure, if this authoritative, if these actions were taken. The fire element is really important to you. So some of you could have even lost your father, or your fathers are no longer here, and could benefit from lighting a candle or doing working with fire. Some of you could, how could you work with fire? Some of you could write out some of your feelings or some of these emotions that you've been holding within, that you feel like are keeping you in a certain place that you know that you need to release. You can write them down and you can burn them, you know, and let this be a part of a purification process. I feel like purification is really big in this, within this reading. I feel like some of you have to be open to a new perspective, or some of you have been so open to a new perspective that now it's time that you get more concrete and you get a little bit more focused. When you do that, that's going to also lead to some more opportunities. And again, I feel like that's why, or that's where that feeling of needing to be more free flowing and be more in a light-hearted way so that you can move through and go through these opportunities. And maybe that's why some of you are needing some guidance, because it could have to do with some opportunities that you know are coming up ahead, or some opportunities that have presented themselves to you. And again, it's making you maybe even wish or feel like, man, I wish my dad was here. If only it was that simple. A lot of power, a lot of power, a lot of power. Like I said, continue to work with the fire. For those of you that do work with the fire, you might notice that lightning starts showing up. Some of you might notice the storm. Some of your fathers really enjoyed the storms, right? Really enjoyed the storms. You'll notice the water in full effect. So this could maybe speak to some rain pour, listening to the rain, the thunder, the lightning. When you guys hear this or experience these weather changes or these indications that I'm speaking of, this is a time to really ground yourself and really work with your breath work, and really work and allow that spirit to work within you, to work around you, to show you some things, to open up your consciousness, to open up your awareness, to allow more to be exposed, to allow this movement, this awakening, this ascension, this process to take place. Some of you, this could feel like or show out in an emotional outburst, or a burst of emotions, we could say. Opportunities are really, 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 really big here. These opportunities don't just have to be physical opportunities. They could be more spiritual opportunities. Maybe these could be presented in your dream state. This could be maybe the opportunity to maybe speak or connect to your father or your loved one, or this father figure. This could be an opportunity to ask certain questions, or related to the guidance that you seek, so that you can receive the answers or come to the awareness. This is a time to open up your heart, be open to receive, and receive in many different forms. For a lot of you, you want to be open to receive in many different forms, because spirit communicates in many different ways. Spirit is very creative, and spirit wants you to be creative in your receivership. You know, spirit would like to be to show you some things, show you some beauty, you understand? So You want to be open to creativity and how it might be expressed. We're at the 15-minute mark. Grounding is really important, centering yourself in that root. The reason why the root is so important, or why I feel like this is showing up, again, because it goes down to the roots, it goes down to the core, and it takes you to the extensions, it takes you to connectivity. Connectivity is taking you to a high communication, right? Communication is the communication is going to have a lot of effect on your emotions. It's going to help you release and relieve yourself of some things that you've been holding. That's going to help you lighten your heart, right? I feel like, again, this is related to more of daughter energy, or speaking to the father-daughter relationship, right? Or a father figure, or somebody of an authoritative figure, and the guidance that somewhat needed, seeked, craved in many ways. Okay, we're going to pull a few more cards before we close out. I thank all of you guys for being present. I thank all of you guys for being supportive of me, Savvy Roses, as I've developed and as we develop along the way. You have think on your feet. This is showing up in a fox form. So I want you guys to think on your feet. Right? And this, I feel like, is really showing as we end this year. I want you to end the year on your toes. I want you to end the year 10 toes down. I want you to end the year you know, on point, honestly. I want you to end the year with focus on precision. I'm hearing precision, getting more precise, right? Which requires work, which is why getting on your feet are so important. Some of you need to put attention on your feet and honor your feet and love your feet, because without your feet, you wouldn't be going no fucking where, you know? And so your feet are your support. They support everything. They carry all of the weight. So when we're looking at the heart becoming light, the feet are also looking at, man, look at me, and just thank me and support me, because I'm the one that carries all of the weight, right? So I want you guys to put attention on your feet. The feet are also showing up. That also brings my attention to Pisces. So I want you guys to look at Pisces, maybe what planets are in Pisces currently, or what where in your chart and how in your chart does Pisces reflect. This also could be speaking towards a Pisces. Okay, so the reason why you need to also think on your feet, because again, this message has a lot to do with direction, needing directions, taking directions, right? Which means you got to be on your feet. You got to be aware. You got to know, oh, okay, turn right here, or that's the marking, right? The directions might be given in markings or symbols. So you want to be able to be aware, be on your toes, so that you're aware and paying attention to your surroundings, right? And being able to trust in the divine. A lot of you will be taking some detours. Some detours are going to be coming up. So you want to be mindful of that, right? Don't be so set on doing it the same way or your way. Again, we talked a little bit about perspective, right? Your ability to see, or how you're seeing. So detours are something that can and will show and reflect. So be mindful of that. Be aware of when to take a break, to take time out. Sometimes you'll take that time out to, it's like a water break, right? Take a break to catch your breath. Take a break to re-stabilize, right? Or maybe massage those feet, because you have a little bit more ways to go. So you want to prepare yourself, take care of yourself, replenish yourself, restore yourself in the process. Take time to do and give yourself what you need, so that you'll be able to move forward. Because when you move forward, again, we have some detours, which means we have some directions that we're taking. We have movement that we're making, right? In this year, going into the next year, we need to be on our feet. We need to be on our toes. Okay. So if you guys have any question, if this resonates with you, please let me know. Leave your review, respond to the email, go to my website, savvyroses44.com. All donations are greatly appreciated. I love you guys. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to message me. I'm open on Instagram. I've now made my Facebook again. So that's there. All right. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Peace and love to you. And I hope you have a great evening.